My name is Ron Brown. I'm the author of Lanterns, Lamps, and Candles. Today I'm going to convert a gas pressure lantern to kerosene. The model I'm going to convert is a Coleman 200A. Why do this? Well, just before a hurricane, when everybody's stocking up, Coleman fuel virtually disappears from the store shelves. But every gas station in town still has a pump for kerosene. Now, Coleman does make kerosene lanterns. This is a new 214. This is a new 639C. But new or used, Coleman kerosene lanterns are rare. I went on eBay and counted up all the Coleman lanterns for sale. There were 428. Of those, 10 were kerosene. All the rest, the other 418, all burned Coleman fuel. Of course, there's a slew of Coleman model numbers. I chose the 200A for conversion because it's the easiest and most reliable. Granted, it's no longer in production, so I can't just walk into a sporting goods store and buy one. But they're still easy to find. Even as we speak, on eBay, there are over 150 of them for sale. For $50, I can buy a nice one.
To make the conversion, I must do three things: change the generator, add a preheater cup, and use an old-time Silk-Lite 21A mantle. Now here's a dismantled 200A generator from our little red lantern. For comparison, here's a 201 generator. The 201 was a kerosene lantern made circa 1970. Coleman still stocks parts for it. Back to the 200A. The little white thing is a small cylinder, a filter. Gas lanterns have filters. Kerosene lanterns do not. If you use a generator with a filter on kerosene, it will gradually plug and the lantern won't run anymore. So where can I get this 201 generator? Right from Coleman. Their URL is www.coleman.com/parts/parts_lanterns.asp. Or, if I forget all that, I can just Google for Coleman parts and take it from there. The outside dimensions of the 201 and the 200A generators, tube length, tube diameter, etc., are the same, but the tips are different. The hole in the 200A tip is 7/1000ths of an inch in diameter. In the 201, it's 6 thou. The smaller tip size changes the fuel-air ratio and burns kerosene better. Special note: before doing this conversion, I need to make sure that the lantern to be converted runs properly. If it won't hold pressure, for example, it's not fair to blame that problem on the conversion. So I test the lantern first on Coleman fuel. If it's okay, then I do the conversion.
So let's do it. To disassemble, I first remove the ball nut on top. Then I take off the bail. That's best done with the bail in the down position. I can lift off the ventilator, lift off the glass globe. I'm going to put that to one side for safekeeping so it doesn't get broken. Then I remove the frame nut. That's in the center here at the bottom. And this is a 7/16 inch wrench. And as soon as that's loosened, I can pick the whole frame right off, just like that. And this is the generator. I use the same wrench, 7/16, to loosen what's called the jam nut at the bottom. I can take that right off. And I'm going to turn the cleaning lever into an up position, and that releases the hook on the inside so that I can take the generator right off. That's it. Disassembly complete.
The push rod or pricker is released by turning the cleaning lever up. The hook will then slip easily out of the hole.
So now I'm ready to reassemble the lantern with the new 201 generator and a preheater cup. To do that, I first take the gem nut, put it over the top of the generator. I make sure that the cleaning lever is in the up position. That raises the eccentric block and exposes that hole. I insert the hook into that hole. As soon as it's inserted, I push the cleaning lever to the down position. That traps the hook in there, can't get out. We lower it. I lower it, tighten it by hand. Then I snug it up with a wrench. And now I add the frame. This is maybe one of the trickiest parts. On the way by, I add a preheater cup, but I have to get the tip of the generator in a small hole that's in the airframe. Read it. Now I add the frame nut that holds it all together. And as soon as that frame nut is tightened, I can add a mantle and light this puppy up.
In the video clip just ended, I misspoke myself. I said airframe and should have been air tube. The generator tip must go inside the small hole in the air tube. Note the bit of twisted wire I added to the air tube. That's a keeper for the preheat cup. Without it, if I turn the lantern on its side to empty it of fuel, for example, the cup can slide up the generator and damage the mantle. And in that case, oops, there goes $2.
So I'm ready to light this thing. I've already added a mantle and burned it off. Didn't bore you with that part. Lighting will be a two-stage affair. I'll pump in some pressure, get the lantern started, then add more pressure. That avoids slamming full pressure onto that mantle all at one time. So the first thing to do is add that pressure. I'll put in 10 strokes. Add alcohol to the preheat cup. Light it off. Alcohol flames are hard to see, so sometimes it's tricky to know that you really have it lit. Patience, patience. Looks like it is. Okay, so I'm going to do a fade out here and come back in about 3 minutes when it's ready to go. That's how long it takes for the alcohol to burn down. The alcohol is pretty well burned down to the bottom of the cup. So I'll turn on the kerosene. The cleaning lever must be in the down position for the lantern to light. It lights. I'll turn the kerosene on all the way. It lights rather dimly because there's not much pressure. The flame that you see comes from some remaining alcohol burning in the cup. I don't really have to wait for that to burn down. I can reinstall the glass globe and the ventilator. And the bail. And the walnut. And that's my kerosene lantern running. I'm going to pump in some more pressure now.
It turns out that pumping up the lantern on camera is very noisy, so I cut that part out. When fully pumped up, the 200A on kerosene outputs light on par with a 250-watt light bulb. As you can see, preheater cups are not all created equal. What I use on this conversion is an offset cup from a Coleman Model 639. I bought it at Coleman Parts online. What kind of alcohol? Denatured works. That's used as fuel in marine stoves. Dry gas, methanol, also works, as does 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. 70% isopropyl does not work. Silk-Lite mantles have their own story. They're no longer made. Silk-Lite 21As burn hotter than the number 21s being sold today, and that's what you need for kerosene. Although no longer made, there doesn't seem to be any lack of them. You can Google for them or look on eBay. They run about $2 a piece. If you liked this YouTube video, you'll probably love the book. This demo was 10 minutes long, and the same material only takes up one page in the book. One page out of 220. So there's a lot in there. Come take a look. rc-publishing.com